It's chicken noodles and just some chips.
Alan, we're recording.
Sorry. Hello, this is Alan Partridge, and it's with great pleasure that I have to introduce to you the fourth podcast from the Slapping Cinema team. Podcast. What is a podcast? Is it a cast of pods? A film where the cast is made up of pods? For instance, the lead in the film could be Peapod. The female lead, the love interest, could be an iPod. And the villain could be one of those big tripods. Not the tripod from a camera, but one of those giant tripods you used to get. Do you remember that TV series, Tripods? Where you'd be walking along in the countryside, next thing you know, a giant tripod would be coming over the hill. What's going to happen? We're going to die. They're going to kill us. The giants.
Could you wrap it up, Alan?
Sorry. Yes. Okay. Slapping Cinema, episode 4. Enjoy it.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Slapping Cinema.
Welcome to episode 4 of Slapping Cinema, which is a new hope.
A new hope.
A new hope that...
The second or third best episode of the 6 episodes.
Yeah. Which technically is good, because if you listen to our first one, it was shit. Which is The Phantom Menace.
Exactly.
And then the second one, a lot of people liked that one. But, you know, it was the best, and then...
I thought that was our most flawed one. But, episode 3, we seem to find our feet, I think, with that one.
But it was too late.
Yes.
This time we have beer, because it's Giles' birthday tomorrow.
Yay!
Beer!
Oh, by the way, I'm Giles Hall.
And I'm Rob Hughes.
And welcome to Slapping Cinema.
Welcome.
And it's my birthday tomorrow. Yay! We're drinking right now. Pardon the silence.
Do we say how old you are or young you are?
I'm the age. One of my favorite films, Clerks. Every time I hear the number, it makes me laugh. I'm 37 tomorrow. But in the film Clerks, that is the number of dicks that the main character's girlfriend had in her mouth.
Right.
She only had sex with 3 different guys, but as soon as she found out, how many dicks have you sucked? Something like 36. Does that include me? 37. I'm 37. So that always makes me think, when I have to tell people my age, I think of 37 dicks. But
well, of course you do.
But in a girl's mouth.
When do you not? A very filmic number. Western fans will obviously know China 9, Liberty 37.
Oh.
It's an old one.
That is an old one. I
yeah.
remember that. Oh dear.
With Jenny Agutter, still my wet dream. Still, after all this time, even would now as well. If she came up to me in a pub and said, "Look, I've been looking at you from over the other side of the bar, and I want to go with you. I want to go out with you and stuff, and have a relationship," I'd say, "Okay." What are you doing in my pub? That's what I'd say.
What was the biggest film she was in for our viewers at home, so they know? What do you think? American Werewolf in London?
Yes, my most favourite film
The
of all
Nurse.
time. Yeah.
I don't remember her name in that.
Nurse Price.
Oh, Jesus.
I've seen it a million times. It was filmed just down the road, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In Crickhaddon, which is just outside Bilth-Wells.
Is that pub still there?
Yes, it is.
What's it called? It's not called the Slaughtered Lamb.
No, it's not a pub. It was never a pub. It was just a house. It's only tiny as well. They just made it look like a pub in the film, and it's still somebody's house. Not a brilliant story, that, but I actually went to the Slaughtered Lamb pub in Greenwich Village in New York once.
Was it a themed
pub?
It
was a themed pub from London. It had the actual the sign outside in Greenwich, and it was a carbon copy of the one from the film. You go in there, it's all sort of like a British pub, oldie worldy type pub, nothing like the one from the film, and had a big poster and some pictures of the film.
Mm.
And I spoke to the barmaid and said, "Oh, it's my most favourite film," and the village scene where the pub is set is about 45 minutes drive from where I live. To which she replied, "I haven't seen it." So yeah,
That's awful.
it should have been part of
I was really looking forward to a happy ending to that.
it should have
story.
been part of her job description that she at least see the film, watch the film that the pub is theme pub of, and whatever.
When I lived in Palm Springs, there's quite a few films that take place, not necessarily in Palm Springs, but definitely around it.
The Saint in Palm Springs, George Sanders, 1942, something like that.
Are you serious?
I shit you not.
The Saint.
Yeah, Simon Templar in Palm. The film is called The Saint in Palm Springs.
Oh my God! I
Look
had
it
no
up.
idea about it.
Look it up, listeners. It's old.
Well, there's the film It's a Mad World.
Right.
Have you ever seen that one? Classic
No,
American comedy.
Oh, American comedy.
Yeah. But it's got.
I'm whining you.
It's got a few British
Of
people
course
in
it
it.
is fine.
But
I'm joking.
always the I can't remember the guy's name. Really big gap in his teeth. Terry something.
Terry Thomas.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I always saw like that.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, him and Jonathan
Why
Winter.
are you so damn messy all the time?
Peter Falk was in that. The guy who played Sergeant Bilko, that guy's in it, and it's a great film. But
Phil Silvers.
thank you. But the really thing that seems to draw in tourists to where I used to live, and every time I brought a friend to Palm Springs, I would just point, and they would immediately shout out the film Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Because there were these two gigantic fucking dinosaurs just outside of the city borders before you come into Palm Springs from the motorway or highway.
Yeah.
And they were bigger than the dinosaurs should have been.
Right.
A
So
T-Rex is no way that fucking big.
they were scaled bigger. They were scaled bigger again.
Yeah.
Even bigger.
They're twice the size that the dinosaur should have been.
Right.
But it's a pivotal part in the drama that is Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Is that the Tim Burton film?
Yeah, it is Tim Burton's first film.
Is it?
First full motion picture, definitely.
Right. Was that original? Was Pee-wee?
Pee-wee and Phil Hartman was a writer who was a great...
Simpsons.
Yes. Joy McClure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him. Whose his wife shot his face off.
Tragic end.
Yeah.
That was apparently really nice guy. Used to be.
Do you remember his scene in So I Married an Axe Murderer?
My name is John Johnson, but everyone here calls me Vicky. This way.
Yeah, something.
I know that whole film.
He pissed in the bitches' ocular cavities. This way to the cafeteria.
Machine Gun Kelly had what we like to call in the prison system a bitch.
It's coming back to me now, girls.
Oh, beautiful film. Anyway, should we get on with the show?
Yeah, why
I'll
not?
do the segmented sections that we've gotten so used to. Anyway, births, marriages, and deaths. Unfortunately, a fuckload of deaths.
Oh, go on then. That's bad. It's bad that
It
people
is
died.
really bad.
Unless they were evil.
But there's a couple people in here that you may have never heard of, and I'm quite doubtful most of you have heard of the name Derek Watkins.
Well, I know Derek Watkins.
You know
yeah,
Derek
of course,
Watkins
yeah.
very well because, yeah.
Derek Watkins is the only person, and he was a trumpet player, by the way, he's the only person ever to play or appear on every Bond film soundtrack. And it came part of the course that, so many different composers have composed. John Barry, George Martin, Bill Conti, Marvin Hamlish, Eric was he on it? GoldenEye as well. What did he do on that? I mean the actual film soundtrack. Eric Serra was a French sort of synthesizer artist that did a load of Luc Besson films such as Leon.
Yeah.
And Leon was big at the time, so they got him in, and he did it sounded like an industrial. I love the GoldenEye soundtrack, except for one track which is awful, sounds like something out of a Nintendo game. I can't think where that guy would be on that one because there's not a lot of orchestra on it, but I'm going to have to listen to that again.
He's got to be on it somewhere.
He must be. Michael Kamen, License to Kill.
Uh-huh.
David Arnold, of course, and Thomas Newman.
Well, Mr. Derek Watkins was 68 years old, lost a 2-year battle against cancer.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But he played lead trumpet from Dr. No to Skyfall. He was age 17 when he got the job in Dr. No. He was a well-known session player. He played with the Beatles. He did the trumpets in Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane.
So he
He's
high caliber, of course.
Worked with Frank Sinatra, U2, Oasis. He was lead trumpet in Superman 1 and 2. He was the one...
Did he...
More importantly, he did...
Yeah, Superman.
And he, let's say what bit he did in James Bond.
Yeah, he did that bit. No, brilliant. I mean, what a career.
He worked on The Mummy, Basic Instinct, and
which bit
again,
did you...
just as famous as those other two tracks. Brilliant Indeed.
Stuff. What bit did he work on in Basic Instinct? I know what bit I'd like to work on. Do you remember?
The leg lift. Was there a trumpet in the leg lift?
That's what I'm thinking. Do you remember Michael Douglas's Jumper?
Yes, awful.
They oft talked about Jumper. He went to a club and he tried to make himself look younger by wearing a jumper. It was really hot.
No shirt underneath, man.
It was a hot club. It was boiling hot, for crying out loud.
But all he was
sweating.
wearing was that jumper. You know, he didn't have a vest on underneath it.
Well, he should have had a vest because he would have been cold outside after. He could have got pneumonia.
Yeah. San Francisco is not a warm place at any given time.
It's because it's right by the sea.
It is, and it's constantly covered in fog. Been there a few times.
Yeah.
But
have you?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it's your end of the neck of the woods at that end.
Well, yeah,
West.
I've only started going there after I moved here, which is
right.
ironic.
Oh,
But yes.
Did you see those two big whales from Star Trek in it?
No, George and Gracie weren't there.
So, yeah.
Anyway, on with the death. Writer, you may not know this name, Don Payne.
Don Payne.
Don Payne, writer, worked on The Simpsons, won 4 Emmys for his work on The Simpsons.
Right.
And he wrote the film Thor.
What, the one that...
The one that just came out, the Kenneth Branagh film.
Okay.
He wrote Thor 2, the one they're working on now, Dark World.
Right.
Super geek, this guy. He wrote Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and My Super Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I haven't seen, but I hear it has its moments.
My Super Ex-Girlfriend... I haven't seen that one either.
No, Uma Thurman and one of the Wilsons.
I get mixed up... Yeah, one of the Wilsons.
One of those Wilson boys.
Yeah, you know, one of them. I get mixed up between superhero films that are sort of spoof that aren't really based on a comic, like My Super Ex-Girlfriend, Hancock, and The Return of Captain Invincible, that sort of thing.
Defendor.
Yeah, him as well.
Yeah, him as well. Yeah. Good job for him, especially with the Simpsons stuff, because that's comedy that changed.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much how people view comedy, The Simpsons, in many ways.
Simpsons is genius.
It is. No matter if you like it or not, it is.
Yeah.
So there. I haven't watched it for 6 years, but it's still genius.
Yeah. Because it kind of annoys you how much genius it is sometimes.
And how much you can fucking quote from it as well.
Yeah. Nuts and gum together at last.
I need to find an ashtray. Carry on talking. Talk about the big loss.
Marge!
Talk about the big loss.
Oh, the big loss.
The big loss.
Is this your... Are you saying it is... Well... Okay, where you going, Jaws? I'm all on my own. I'm scared. Oh, it's dark here. There are spiders. Movie news, celeb news. Oh, deaths. Richard Griffiths.
Richard Griffiths.
Was he only 65?
He was. Died after complications after heart surgery.
Played 2 very famous uncles.
Yeah. Well, to all the kids, he'll be Uncle Vernon from the Harry Potter films.
To us,
biggins, grown-ups, Uncle Monty.
Uncle Monty, of course.
Wuthnell and I.
Yeah.
One of the greatest British films, in my opinion.
It is a good film. I like the bit when they go to that cafe. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
What talking about?
What can we say about Richard Griffiths? He was just such a likable man, whether he was acting or not.
Pie in the Sky.
Pie in the Sky, the series.
Yeah.
Blame It on the Bellboy.
He was in that?
He was in that. He had one of my favourite lines. £50,000 for a little bit of rumpy bumpy.
That's Griffiths.
Great. God, Superman 2. Sure, he's
Wait
not
a minute.
gonna.
Go on, hang on, wait. Oh, yes, of course. He's a terrorist on the Eiffel Tower, yes. How could I forget that Richard Griffiths...
And he's French.
What's his name again? Oh, sorry, yeah, Richard Griffiths was a French terrorist on the Eiffel Tower. Hydro bomb, capital H. it'll...
I think his only line was, "It started."
It's all coming back to me now.
But raised by deaf-mute parents, I found out after he died, which apparently contributed to his acting skills and being able to project his face and various other things, to trying to shout at his deaf-mute parents.
Raised by deaf-mute parents. He must have gotten away with everything. He could do what he liked. He could be noisy.
Yeah.
They can't give him a row.
They weren't blind, though, you know.
Yeah, but he just could have sort of done it around the corner when they weren't looking. Everything, bad things. What do you do? But when you, there's plenty of things he could have done.
I'd love to ask him, but unfortunately we can't.
Yeah, but a good guy, great actor, much loved, much missed. He will be
definitely. Movie news, I guess. Don't really have any celeb news, but lots of sequels and reboots and shit happening since we last.
What's new?
Spoke. Finding Nemo sequel.
Oh, I heard about this one. Finding
Dory.
Dory,
which is Ellen DeGeneres' character.
Oh, she's gone missing now.
Apparently so.
Well, leave her lost. I can't be bothered with her.
She's going to end up in that dentist's aquarium all over again.
Yeah.
And the thing about Finding Nemo is I always forget it's a Pixar movie.
Yeah, it's a
great film.
Of course, it's a great film.
It's an amazing film.
And absolutely.
But
brilliant.
I never ever list it when I am asked to list Pixar films, and which has happened.
It's probably one of their biggest ones as well.
Exactly. I don't know. I set it aside from them because it's, I don't know, I guess better.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I know where you're coming from with that.
Mm. But yeah, I guess all the cast are back, and it's going to be fun. Kids are going to love it. Parents are going to love it, and so forth. Which is
the catalyst, which is the formula. Make sure the kids love it, but put everything in there so that the adults can sit there and watch it and go,
exactly.
that was about sex. I'm not going to tell the kids.
Now that was a film that we think we obviously predict good things for. Unfortunately, I do not predict good things about Ninja Turtles. Produced by Mr. Michael Bay, who, everything he touches turns to gold covered shit.
Yeah.
And Megan Fox as April O'Neil.
Right.
Mm.
Okay.
I thought they weren't speaking to each other.
Yeah, because she called
him a Nazi.
No, she called him a Hitler.
Yeah.
But what it was Spielberg.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Obviously being Jewish. He should have taken it in the context. He's probably that's what you call a boss who makes you work. Oh, he's a Hitler or a little Hitler, don't you?
Yeah.
But he goes,
nobody says Mussolini anymore, do
no,
they?
they don't. They should start doing it a bit more.
Yeah, he's a Saddam Hussein. He is.
Yeah. Or he's I don't know.
He's Gaddafi.
Yeah, or he's a bloody. Hello, cat.
So my cat's decided to join in on the podcast. Well, you think Ninja Turtles is going to be good? Fuck off.
Oh yeah, same to you too, cat.
Yeah. The whole concept behind this, apparently the Ninja Turtles, I don't know if they come from outer space or they're mutated from something that comes from outer space.
They don't come from outer space, they're mutants.
This is their concept, not mine.
The turtles that were thrown down the sewer and they just ate some toxic waste, as you do because you're hungry. Yeah. You're down the sewer, you've either got a pile of shit or some toxic waste. I think I'll take my chance at the toxic waste if it gives me muscles and makes me good at ninja.
I mean, I know a lot about Ninja Turtles because I used to watch them a lot as a kid, but now I'm watching the new ones with my son,
Right.
the computer animated
I loved
ones.
Turtles as a kid. I loved it.
And it's fantastic. In fact, it's got Sean Astin, who played Samwise Gamgee in the Lord of the Rings films, as Raphael,
Yes.
doing the voice of him in the cartoon series.
Sean
now.
Astin is it from Goonies?
Goonies, yeah, Mikey from
Yeah,
Goonies.
of course. Yeah.
And who else was in it? Jason Biggs, the guy who fucked the pie in American Pie.
Yeah.
He's Leonardo. And the other two.
That's in the cartoon. you
That's
mean?
in the cartoon.
Right, okay, yeah.
Everybody that's cast in this Ninja Turtles.
It's
film,
reboot.
it's just called Ninja Turtles, by the way. It's not called Teenage Mutant.
Right.
Just Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
And Megan Fox and Will Arnett are the only two people I've heard of. I'm not really a big fan of either of them.
I'm not going to hold my breath for this one. I'm not that sort of person to say.
They have yet to cast Casey Jones, but they have cast all the Ninja Turtles. I don't know fucking any of them.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
not
going to be
really-
live action as well.
Yeah, I've seen the live action one.
It's going to be terrible.
I don't know about this one. I'm not one to say, oh, this is going to be crap, but I think this is going to be crap.
It's going to suck. Mark my words. And if you go see this film, you're just unintelligent.
Yeah.
If you got kids, I'll let you live, you know. But if they beg you and plead you, I understand you need to get them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But don't want to see this film, whatever you do. Interesting things about TV series that wants to make a movie based on the series and stuff. Or,
TV series that wants to make a movie based on the series.
Firefly. Remember Firefly?
Serenity.
Yeah, exactly. It was a cancelled TV series,
Yeah.
but yet they made a movie which
How did they
quite well.
How do they finance that then?
Joss Whedon,
It's a good-
he's got the money.
He can do what he wants. I
He can
suppose.
do what he wants.
Yeah, yeah.
He had Buffy as well as
Do
Firefly.
you need to see Firefly before watching Serenity?
It helps, but it's not necessary.
Right.
They cover it quite well.
Okay.
They explain everything. But you have a little background.
I've
on
had
those
Serenity,
characters
yeah.
if you want background on the
I've had
characters.
Serenity on DVD for about 3 years, and I still haven't watched it. I should do.
It's a
shouldn't I?
great film.
Yeah,
It's great.
everyone says I should watch it.
Definitely. But anyway, this is now happening with Veronica Mars. Veronica Mars was a detective TV series about a girl in high school who solved, mysteries when something went missing or when somebody died or da-da-da-da. And her father was a detective and running his own detective agency, and she
Right.
worked for him. So forth. Really likable series. Lots of cameos from famous people. Kevin Smith he popped up on it a couple times. But yeah, and huge cult following, had a massive following. Anyway, they announced a Kickstarter campaign. You know about Kickstarter?
Is that where the public financed the project?
The project,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
Okay.
And this is one of the biggest things. We want you to help us finance a film.
Right.
And all they said, all we want to make is a 20 million goal to cover that, and that'll start us off, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah.
They gave themselves 30 days to reach the 2 million goal. Within 2 hours, they've reached 2 million.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
Then they could up
and
the
carried on until it got to 4 million. And I'm not too sure what the final tally is
Right,
now.
It's Avatar. The new Avatar.
We're going to make a new Avatar.
Oh, fair play.
But, it's going to star Kristen Bell, who is the title character, Veronica Mars. Do you know Kristen Bell at all?
Kristen Bell. Is that the tart out of Twilight?
No.
No, it's Kristen.
Oh, no.
Who's that? Oh, who's Kristen Bell? Sorry.
I'm trying to think what you know that she's in. Sarah Marshall in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, if you've ever seen that one. She was the Sarah Marshall character.
Oh, do you know I haven't seen it?
All right.
I'm a bad.
She was in
person.
Heroes, the series Heroes.
pretty much
She
know
had
everyone.
electric powers and shot
I
people.
know her if I'll know her if I see her.
She was in the film Fanboys.
But I haven't seen it.
Oh, you'd love that one.
You know, I didn't watch Heroes because who is Vilo Mentimiglia?
Well, his character.
Oh, the actor.
Yeah, it's that guy actually. I got a painting
that right.
of one of the paintings from Heroes in my living room. The one of Peter Petrelli jumping off a building, learning to fly.
I've just watched a film with him in it called Kiss of the Damned.
Oh yes, I've heard about this vampire film.
Yeah, it's good. It's a
arty farty vampire.
It's an
film.
arty farty sort of Hunger rip-off. But
Right.
it's I like the look of it. It's an old. It's meant to look like an old 70s style one in the modern day. It's very The Hunger. I liked it just because the female lead in it was absolutely gorgeous. Turned out to be Mark Ronson's wife. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. What you on about before Veronica Mars or whatever her name is?
Well, that's it. They're going to make the movie.
All right.
They've got the money now. It's happening.
They've got-
Which has caused apparently other people to do the same. Somebody from another TV series is trying to do the same thing. I can't remember who.
So
But
technically, if there was a team behind a character or a story or a project, and the character was well known, blah blah blah. I can't give it an example. If there were enough fans out there, then the future of films could be that they're
Financed by the
financed by
public.
the fans.
yeah. Totally.
Say
this
for
is just the beginning.
say
This
for
is-
instance, I love Captain Cronus Vampire Hunter.
Yeah,
There's only
yeah.
ever been one film ever. There's been a novel of the film when it came out, and another novelisation of the film recently that came out.
Mm.
Hammer brought it out again. And a few comic strip bits from House of Hammer magazine in the 70s. That's it. It's a much loved character. So if a team got it together, basically the fans could finance it. That's my example, by the way.
But I think Hammer already have plans to do something with that, don't they?
Oh yeah, of course they have.
Yeah, they announced that, and what's the... I can't remember the title of it. You have a T-shirt of it. It's Golden...
Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires.
That's the one. They want to do something with that as well.
Yeah.
And
Make it better than the Quatermass. Now Quatermass is a character that could, they could do whatever they want with that. He's such a brilliant character, well written. Nigel Neal's creation, Quatermass. If you've never seen anything with Quatermass, look Quatermass up on the net. Quatermass in the Pit, Quatermass Experiment. Good, brilliant character, brilliant sci-fi, deep, intelligent sci-fi. Great stuff, especially Quatermass in the Pit. Why were we talking about that again? Oh yeah, because I talked about Cronus.
People want to remake it. Hammer want to remake it.
Yeah, they should do.
Do you have any Bond news for us?
No, not really. Other than the chap that died.
Yeah.
Bond news is going to be quiet for a while now.
Until they find a director for the next film.
Yeah. Logan is writing the script as we speak.
Logan?
John Logan or Phil Logan.
Rupert,
Whatever.
Rupert Logan.
Yeah, Terry Logan. No, Barry Logan. No, Chris Logan. I don't know what his name is. Logan, John Logan, or whatever. He's writing it now, and the two guys who wrote the last 5 aren't involved. So where will they go with Bond? They'll go more of the same. They sort of got it right for the last one, and I hope they don't go too far the other way.
Exactly.
And I hope they don't go too far the other way.
Yeah.
They need to keep it on that balance that they've got now. It keeps the old fanboys happy because you've got a bit of humour and you've got the characters in there, and he's still the sort of this tortured character that Fleming did create in the first place.
I'm worried about Q.
Oh, him.
He's the only thing I think can ruin it.
Right.
Potentially ruin
Right.
it. I'm sure he'll dumb it down and he won't bring out the ghetto blaster or something like that.
Something we're making for the Americans. yeah, I know what you mean. But that's it for Bond, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same predicament with Star Wars news. Focus on the Force. There's not really. It's all been said now. Everybody's keeping it locked down.
So
Solo.
I reckon our two little.
Speaking of Star Wars, I'm Solo.
I reckon our two little specialised areas of Star Wars and James Bond will be pretty quiet.
There's a little thing. There's every time Harrison Ford is in an interview now, he's got a new film coming out. It's a number. I can't remember the title of it.
Right.
But he'll
6.
he'll have a sci-fi film coming out called Ender's Game, which is
Right.
based on a popular group of novels where he runs a sort of military training camp for psychic kids in space.
Right.
And teaches them how to fight in zero gravity and stuff. Should be an interesting film.
Cool. Yeah. No. That sounds good. To me.
But yeah, everybody keeps asking him in interviews about Star Wars,
Yeah.
to which he shuts his mouth, and people ask questions, and he actually answers the questions,
Which is what he does anyway.
which is pretty much how he talks. Yeah. And he was interviewed about Anchorman 2, to which
What did he say?
he said, it was fun. I was with that one guy and the applesauce girl. He meant Christina Applegate. But no, that was an actual
Yeah,
word-for-word quote.
The applesauce.
I think the one guy, Will Ferrell, who couldn't remember the name of. It's just
He's
gonna
not
be,
bothered, is he?
Yeah, it was a laugh. I had a good time.
No, as long as he had a good
That's
time.
about it. So yeah, we're all looking forward to seeing that.
Good.
But there's apparently lots more people have been cast into that film.
Did you see the April Fool of Bill Shatner?
Oh, being in Star Wars.
J.J. Abraham announced that.
I actually put that up on our Slapping Cinema Facebook.
Oh, that's what I saw it then! So yeah, you did see it because you put it up.
Yes, Disney announced William Shatner is in Star Wars Episode 7.
And so is Mickey Mouse.
And strangely enough, great minds, motherfuckers, George Takei put up a very similar one.
My life partner. You do it better than me.
Oh my! But he put up actual picture of himself as a Jedi Master.
Oh, did he?
And he named himself some really Star Trek-y. It was something like Master Kobayashi Maru.
All
Or
right.
something like that. Which, if you're Star Trek, you get that fucking joke. But yeah, he said he was going to be. I'm looking so forward to being Master Kobayashi Maru. Oh my, me in Star Wars, long live the Force and shit.
The first openly gay Jedi Master.
Oh, where are you putting that lightsaber?
Ooh.
Don't be too forceful with me.
Well.
Oh my.
Oh.
Let's go straight into superhero news, shall we? Enough of this gay banter. Robert Redford.
I know him.
Have you heard what he's going to be in?
Wait, I have actually. Hang on a minute. Is he going to be in Captain America 2?
Yes. But it's not called that, is it?
Is it? You sounded Welsh when you said that.
It's not called that, is it?
No.
It's fucking Captain America Winter Soldier now, isn't it?
That's it, see? Oh, Captain America. Yeah, you know what I meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, if you know anything about comics, you basically, just from the title, know the plot of the next film.
Winter Soldier. Is it where he's a soldier but in the winter?
No. Winter Soldier is the... Shut up, Solo.
Moving over to spring?
His sidekick. Did you see the first film?
Yeah.
His little sidekick, his friend Bucky Barnes, right?
I don't remember him from the film.
He was his mate that he saves and sticks by his side throughout everything. Bucky, he was the guy that stood up for him when he was getting his ass kicked back home.
Bucky O'Hare.
Not quite.
Right.
But he dies in the first Captain America film. And
Oh.
in the comics,
Well, that's it. He can't be in this then.
in the comics, he gets found by Russian scientists and experimented on, given long life serums and shit like that, and gets kept in stasis, and is only brought out when they need somebody really big assassinated.
Right.
So they sort of brainwashed him. He is this top sniper assassin.
Right.
Which there were little nods to in the last film. You always saw him with a sniper rifle and never ever used it properly, but I'm sure the Russians will teach him something.
Yeah.
So it's all going to be about the reemergence of his old friend Bucky, who will be most likely an enemy. But Robert Redford has been cast as a top S.H.I.E.L.D. executive. All they're calling him is Pierce, which it might be in the comics. Whenever S.H.I.E.L.D. pop up, I don't really care what the agent's name is.
Okay, yeah.
they're just a group of people.
Right, yeah, they're just faceless people with suits.
And George St. Pierre, ever heard of this man? The UFC fighter.
No, that's why I haven't heard of him.
Grizzly-looking guy.
Yeah.
Is been cast as Batroc, the Leaper, which is probably one of the least impressive villains ever in the Marvel Universe.
Well, what does he do? Just leap
He
around?
leaps. And he's French as well.
He leaps around.
Look at me, I'm a frog! See,
Yeah.
it's a bit...
Yeah, it's racist.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and stereotypical.
You know, it wasn't until that moment I put French and jumping together to frog.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah, you did it.
I've been reading about Batroc the Leaper for a few years now. He just pops up and I usually throw the story aside because he's boring and stupid. But they've decided to put him into this film.
Right.
I'm sure a minor character, the Winter Soldier, will be the main character.
Winter Soldier.
While we're on Marvel, Zoe Saldana, do you know?
Yes,
that
from
actress?
the Star Trek film.
She played Lieutenant Uhura in Star Trek.
Yeah,
and
very
she
fine
was
looking
that,
chap.
She was one
Lass.
of those that good looking blue cat in Avatar
Yes,
as
yes.
well.
You don't mind fancying a blue alien
Exactly.
when it looks like her.
I personally loved her in the film that most people look over called The Losers. I thought she
Oh,
was well
with
smoking
Jeffrey
hot.
Dean Morgan.
Yeah, smoking hot in that film. She was so good.
She is smoking hot.
Looking really hot, firing missile launchers
Yeah.
at people. Oh, nice.
I'd kiss her.
Well, she is now going to be green instead of blue in
The Hulk woman.
Guardians of the Galaxy. She's
Oh,
playing
right, yeah.
the intergalactic assassin named Gamora.
We talked about this last time.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we talked about it. Did we? Yeah, we must have.
Yeah, because there's like a rabbit in it. Shit.
Raccoon.
A
even.
raccoon, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
You know, same
I don't
thing.
understand. I don't expect you to understand. You don't get raccoons in this country.
We do. We get sort of like badgers.
You get badgers.
No, I know what raccoons are because you remember the kids' cartoon, the raccoons.
The raccoons.
Yeah, that one with the big
See,
used to have a cigar.
I used to live in an area that had raccoons, and they are little fuckers. There's a reason why they wear those masks. They are little bandits. They've
Yeah.
got thumbs, not unlike ours, and they can open shit with them, like bins and doors.
Yeah.
And they're little vicious little bastards. No, maybe not
Sogs.
vicious, but
Yeah.
yeah, little shits.
Would you, if you had a sword, chop one in half if you saw it?
If it was foaming at the mouth, I would.
Because it's
I've
got
always-
rabies.
I'd just shake my fist at it or something
Yeah.
like that. Damn you, Rocket Raccoon!
No animals were harmed in the making of this Slapping Cinema episode 4, unless that cat comes near me again. No, I won't harm
Down
the cat.
Solo.
Solo, no, I'm not going to harm you. Don't look at me like that.
But
I was joking.
but Zoe Saldana, while we're on the subject of cats, play a Gamora. No, just
Gamorrean Guard.
Gamora, which reminds me of Gamera.
Reminds me of Gamorrean Guard.
Gamorrean guards even.
Gamera. Reminds me of Gammon. I don't like to quote the guy who opened the show for us. I don't like feet. They remind me of gammon. I can't even say it. Carry on.
She is an intergalactic assassin raised and trained by Thanos or Thanos. I haven't heard how they're going to pronounce it. in the
Thanos.
movie. Yes.
Lives up the gone.
Lives at the gun. He's a big purple guy with a a set of knuckles for his chin.
Oh, well, why has he got knuckles on his chin?
It's serrated, separated parts of his chin that just kind of look like a fist,
Okay. Yeah.
like what's underneath Chuck Norris's beard.
Yeah.
Another fist.
That's true.
That's the rumor.
There's bound to be. He is that cool.
You think so, Solo? They've cast everybody in Guardians of the Galaxy. I've recognized a couple of them. The names aren't ringing bells. But the only characters they haven't cast is the raccoon
Yeah.
and the
with his
tree.
thumbs.
I remember talking about the tree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Groot. Yeah, he hasn't been cast yet.
And this exists in the same world as Iron Man.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Which apparently has been actually fully announced that Iron Man 3 is the launch of Phase 2.
Right.
The cosmic
So
stage
something
of the
will happen.
Marvel series. My cat is killing Rob Hughes' leg.
Sharp. So sharp.
Perforating it, you might say. More news. I mean,
Oh, cat, that's my beer.
he's not a superhero, but he's definitely a lot of our listeners' hero and hero to you and me.
Oh, this cat.
No, Alan Partridge.
Oh, yeah, Alan Partridge.
Alan
Nice of him
Partridge.
to open up the show for us.
The movie has been announced and is currently being filmed in Norfolk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
And,
Look at the sharp talons.
Solo, come down here.
So, thank
Stop,
you, Sil.
stop hurting my guests.
The talons were coming out then, like in a film. Yeah, carry on. like Wolverine.
Like Wolverine.
What's he doing? What's Alan Partridge
Alan
doing?
Partridge in the film Alpha Papa, the trailer we have put up on the...
Alpha Papa.
It's one of the greatest trailers I've ever seen, actually, and I love the titles.
Oh, what a name for a film.
The other
Alpha
titles
Papa.
that Alan Partridge had, though.
Yeah.
Chap of Steel. That was a good one. Hectic Danger Day.
Yeah. What's it going to be about, I wonder?
It's about terrorists taking over North Norfolk Digital,
Why would they do that?
and only Alan can save everyone. I've seen some of the stills, and there's a shot of the character Michael.
Oh, he's in it?
He's in it.
Brilliant.
I can't remember the actor's name.
No, I can't remember
But
his name,
he's
but-
not Geordie, but Michael is.
Yeah.
And
He
then,
is.
there's a shot of Michael and Alan with their hands up with guns at their faces. I don't really care what it's about. I'm going to see it, and I'm going to really enjoy it, most likely, as well.
As Partridge is my most favourite comedy ever.
Anybody
And character.
listening to it from America, they'll know British comedy is The Office and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
huge over there. Even Little Britain, huge
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But if you don't know Alan Partridge, Mr. Steve Coogan as Alan Partridge, he does many characters,
But this is the
but that's
big
his
daddy.
best one. You must look him up,
Yeah.
spell it like it sounds.
Yeah, Alan Partridge.
Very, very quotable.
Oh,
I'm
beer's going everywhere.
doing my best to not quote Alan right now.
Yeah, don't quote him.
Because you have to do the voice.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's a good job we had Alan to actual Alan to
The
open the
real
show.
Alan
No,
Partridge.
no pressure on me now.
No. Always read the description of the show before you listen to it, so you know about the celebrity voices then.
Yeah.
Let's review some films that we've seen recently.
Go on then.
I've actually watched a lot of old films, but has it annoyed you, Solo? Lincoln, I've watched.
Any good?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Having known quite a lot about the time because I had to learn all this shit in American
In
high
school.
school.
We had to
And-
learn about the Merthyr Rising. That's another stuff. It's true. Don't laugh. Cat's sharp.
Is there a movie about that?
There should be.
Steven Spielberg is on it now.
Yeah. The Merthyr. What we tried to do with the Merthyr Rising was we tried to get the time in South Wales where the troubles were so. Hang on. I don't know. Carry on.
I could never do a Steven
No,
Spielberg.
I can't. That's the first time I've ever tried it.
And George Lucas, on the other hand.
Troubles are so.
George Lucas, Merthyr Riots. Merthyr
Merthyr
Rising.
Rising, yeah.
Merthyr Rising. That's what I meant. I've been interested in the subject for so long as I was interested in Red Tails.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's not great.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
What are the aerial shots like? Because I like sort of airplane things.
The dogfight scenes are quite good. There's a lot of them.
Which is why they should make a proper Big
Yeah.
Oz movie.
And that's essentially what it is. It's him playing out his fighter pilot fantasy.
Yeah.
Mr. George Lucas.
Which is what Star
Oh,
Wars
well,
is.
how long did it take them to make that film?
Red Tails.
Yeah, very, very, very long time,
Yeah,
apparently.
because of the special effects and everything.
Well, that, and they were trying to get the rights and studios interested, and George didn't want to pay, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know. But, no, it had a lot of problems. And it wasn't much of a payoff. But it's all right. It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people involved in the actual story are touched by it existing.
Right, okay, yeah.
Anyway,
I'll probably watch it.
I was talking about Lincoln. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, Big Lincoln.
Daniel Day-Lewis, I've heard so many people saying things about this. Oh my God, he talks just like Lincoln. Oh, he even walks like Lincoln.
How
He
do
just
they know?
is Lincoln. But how does anybody
Nobody
fucking
knows.
know? They don't
Nobody-
even have a recording of his voice on record anywhere.
No, it's impossible.
I just want to slap people.
They've got a picture of him. Daniel Day-Lewis is going, right, I could get an Oscar for this. I could do any bloody American voice I could do. I could limp I could walk like I
The
don't
only-
know, whatever I want.
The only thing he knew apparently is what he read. Like people said, he spoke with a slight high octave, so he went for that kind of nasally
Right.
thing. But it was good. I tell you, there's Tommy Lee Jones. He was nominated for an Oscar. Daniel Day-Lewis won the Oscar, much
Yeah.
deservedly. Sally Field. Sally Field was excellent in it,
Yeah.
and I don't think I've ever said that.
What? Not even about Mrs. Doubtfire.
I completely forgot she was in it.
She's in it.
She's a forgettable person to me, Sally Field. But
Who
she,
is it?
she was in that Gidget thing. You don't know that's an American
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
She was in The Flying Nun. She was in a series about a flying nun, a nun with magical powers that could fly.
Who was Mary Poppins? Was she in none?
No. She was
could
a
fly.
nanny.
She could fly though.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it began with N.
But yeah, Sally Field is sort of the slightly psycho wife of Lincoln. But the person who stood out in this film to me, and was much of the comic relief, James Spader.
Oh, Spader's in it.
And you wouldn't recognize him right away. He's put on a lot of weight, massive handlebar mustache.
Has he gone fat now?
He's gone fat for this, I would take
All right,
it.
okay.
But he is quite jolly, portly, rotund.
Get me some food. More food.
He's an asshole, and he annoys people to sign things to agree with Lincoln
Okay.
and shit like that. But really, really likable character. And in fact, that when he first meets Lincoln comes into his room, and his first reaction is, "Well, I'll be fucked." And Lincoln says, "Well, I have no doubt about that." But great film. If you got the time, please watch it. It's great. It's all Spielberg's doing at the moment is these big history biopics.
Yeah. One's about a horse. The other one's about Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah. And I'll throw in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Someone mailed that one.
Yeah, that's old. Yeah.
But no, other film I watched, I had to go back because I wanted to work on my Heston.
Right.
And
You watched Apes.
I watched Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And I still love it to this day.
It's a great film.
It's one of my favorites. And it's before Star Wars. And that was the top sci-fi that people were watching.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was a series. I mean, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
But I went back and watched it, and I didn't realize, because it's such a cliche for Charlton Heston, you immediately want to say, "Oh my God," every time I want to do a Heston. It's the first thing I want to say. But I had to watch the classic end bit where he sees the Statue of Liberty. Spoilers, if you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen it, why?
And everybody remembers, "You bastards, damn you all to hell." Everybody remembers that bit. But when he first sees it, the first thing he says is, "Oh my God, I'm home."
What?
And you got the
He did an impression of George Takei.
"Oh my, I'm home.
Home.
You bastards. Damn you all to hell."
Should have been Takei in that.
But yeah, watch Planet of the Apes films, kids. if you think sci-fi is all again Star Wars, and
Fucking nuts.
there was things before Star Wars. There was Logan's Run.
Yeah. And there was Quatermass. We talked about that.
Quite a mess.
There was other things as well.
Yeah, who can't remember any of them right now? But
Yeah.
a couple of great. I mean, I personally, the Planet of the Apes series, the first two, brilliant. But watch them because it's all a vicious circle.
And
The
Escape from the
Apes.
Planet of the Apes when the apes go back to the 70s and wear 70s clothes. It's brilliant. Whack, whack, whack. We're back in the 70s. Whack, 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 wow.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. That's the 80s.
Amadeus. Dr. Zayas.
Films for you. What have you been watching?
I watched that Kiss of the Damned. I watched Burt Wonderstone, Magician, or whatever.
And tell us about that. Why don't you?
It's
a comedy.
It's the same plot as all of those films of the same ilk. So you know what's going to happen.
Who's in it?
Steve Carell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes. I forgot about him.
and Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. Buscemi.
Buscemi.
Mr. Pink.
Buscemi. You say Buscemi, I say Buscemi. You say. Do you say tomato or tomato?
It depends. It depends how. I don't know. My accent is so fucked.
It's a bloody tomato.
I sometimes say tomato. I sometimes say tomato. And my son is paying the price. He says things like water. He doesn't say water like anyone else around here would.
Water.
He says water.
Water. Right, okay. Finish the alphabet off for me.
Oh yeah, Z.
Q R. Oh, you're not going to say Z.
I see. He watches a lot of Sesame Street, and it says Z in there.
Yeah, but one episode of Sesame Street, they went Z, and then another kid goes, but if you're in England, it's Zad. So why is it Z?
It's because we wanted to distance yourselves after the revolution and everything. You know?
It's Z then.
And that's
Zed.
why we spell everything different as well.
Missile.
Yeah, and that's why we changed the titles of movies as well.
Why? Because you want to distance yourself.
Yeah.
What?
You had a lovely film over here. Bridget Fonda starred in The Assassin.
Yes.
Yeah, in the States that was Point of No Return.
Was it?
Yes.
Why?
I have no idea. Maybe you already had a Point of No Return over here.
No.
There was a Charlie Sheen film I remember called Stockade. Yeah,
Right.
that film. It was called Cadence in the States.
Really?
And they've recently done it with a new film.
Because I don't think they did that. I didn't think they did it anymore.
They've just done it. I can't remember. I know what it's called
I've
over
got
here. It's called The Expatriate, new film that's coming out over
Right.
here with Harvey Dent from Dark Knight. I can't.
Aaron Eckhart.
Thank you. And that's called something completely different in America. It's already been out over there.
Why? Oh yeah, and the other one was Reindeer Games. I've never seen it.
Oh, Reindeer Games. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
That was Reindeer Games in
Ben
America,
Affleck.
and The Terrace or something like. It's not that, but
Yeah.
something completely different over here. Or,
Santa's Workshop.
yes, something nothing to do with reindeer deers or anything like that.
Ben Affleck in Reindeer Games.
Yeah, Christ, quick, let's
Bring
go.
the kids.
Let's drive an hour to the cinema to watch that, and then go to Nando's. Shit, I said that.
What else have you seen? Anything else? Burt Wonderstone?
Didn't you? I haven't actually watched the last 10 minutes of it, so I fell asleep. Yeah, and it was in the cinema, so
Yeah.
I'll have to go back to watch it when it's on video, DVD. What else have I watched? Again, this is I can't think of what. Oh, I watched Sightseers.
Ah, yes, I'm interested in this film.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Watch it. Yeah. Brown lipstick. Watch Sightseers. And remember the brown. It's a Brit film, directed by the guy, Mr. I'll call him Mr. Wheatley. I can't think of his first name.
Oh, yes.
He
yeah.
directed Kill List and Down Terrace.
Ah.
And this is a black comedy about a couple from Redditch in the West Midlands.
Right.
Oh, I'm
familiar with Redditch.
I was talking to somebody from Redditch from the band The Call out the other day, and I said, "Have you seen Sightseers yet?" It's the start of it set in Redditch. He goes, "Never heard of it." Anyway, so and they go on a caravan tour across various museums in the north of England through Cumbria up to Keswick and etc. And at the start of the film, they're just a normal frumpy couple, and they turn out to be something quite different. Brit film, Sightseers. Watch it. Highly recommended.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I also watched Welcome to the Punch.
Oh, yes, I'd like to see this.
Good Brit cop thriller. Lots of guns, lots of action. They seem to have a lot of guns in British.
Yeah,
cop
I
thrillers now.
noticed that from the trailer. There seem to be a lot
Yeah.
of guns in it.
It's as
for
if to
British.
say, right, well, we don't have guns here, but oh shit, let's just make action films with guns. Because that's what Hot Fuzz was about, wasn't it? The fact that you couldn't have a British action film because we don't have guns really here.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guns in this film. It looks like the new Sweeney film. It's in that vein.
Here we go. We got James McAvoy.
Yeah. And, we've got Mark Strong.
Thank you. I was trying to remember.
We've got Peter Mullen.
Is David Morrissey in it?
David Morrissey's in it as well, yeah.
The governor from Walking Dead, if anybody.
That's right, yeah, he's in the new Walking Dead.
Oh,
the new Walking Dead series.
Yeah.
Has he got a Scouse accent in that as well?
And no, he's got a
draw.
Georgia accent in that one, my friends.
And it's not Scouse at all. Because when he does a posh accent, he's like that.
I did notice
Talks
he
like
went.
Joe Ryle.
He went a bit British when he got really angry at
Right.
one point after he just got stabbed in the eye.
They do that though, don't they? Though.
They do that though.
Yeah. So that Welcome to the Punch was good. Yeah, those three. Sightseers is my favourite. At the moment of the new films that I've seen.
We were going to talk about Dirty Little Secrets at one point, like the horrible films that have a small place in our hearts, which we have mentioned many times, like Howard the
Oh,
Duck.
Dirty Little Secrets, yeah.
Howard the Duck and Superman 4 and things like that. But I don't really consider it a bad film by any means, but so many people don't know it, and I watched it the other day. Clue.
Clue, yeah, I know Clue with
Lots of people in
of
it.
course it is.
Shit ton of fucking people in it. But it's
Tim Curry.
based on the board game Cluedo for British listeners. It was always called Clue in the States.
Well, that's another thing, isn't it? Why change the name? You want to differentiate. It's Clue. Yeah, but Cluedo's a rubbish name because what's Cluedo? It's not a word.
Yeah.
The Clue is.
It's called it Clue.
So you've
There
got.
was there
yeah.
something else over here called Clue? Another game? No, I don't.
Give
think
us
so.
a clue.
Give
us a clue.
That's not the same
Give
thing.
us a clue.
But anyway,
With
yeah.
Lionel Blair
Who else we
and
had in
Lisa
it?
Goddard.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yes, he's
as,
in it.
as Professor Plum. You'll know him as Dr. Emmett L. Brown.
From Back to the Future.
Back
trilogy.
to the future.
My great Scott.
Marty, your mom wants to fuck you.
This is bad, Marty. This is bad. This is real bad.
Great Scott.
They had a Cluedo TV series here. They didn't have a film. They had an actual game, sort of like game show.
Really?
With actors.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, Lewis Collins, who played Bodie from The Professionals, was Colonel Mustard. You had June Whitfield as Mrs. White.
Right.
Stuff like that. I can't remember.
Shit. Well, in the movie, it's Madeline Kahn as Mrs. White, who
Right.
I think is one of my favorite female comedian actresses of all time.
Yeah.
She was in Blazing Saddles as the German singer. In that, I think
Right.
she's somebody describes her as a Teutonic twat at one point. in a
In
film.
what?
In Blazing Saddles, this guy just slaps her in the face and calls her a Teutonic
Twat. I didn't know you had, I
Whoa.
didn't know you had twat in America.
She was in Young Frankenstein, which
It's Mel Brooks again.
in America always gets voted as the funniest film ever made.
Young
Young
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. I think it's always between that and
With Peter Boyle as the monster. Marty Feldman.
Again, great film. I would never greatest comedy of all time. I don't know,
No, but it is a funny
but
film.
Americans apparently voted that same thing every year, followed closely by Airplane,
Right, okay.
which again I fucking love Airplane.
Yeah, Airplane's great.
But the film Clue, based on the board game, all the characters from the game are in it. Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, Mrs. Peacock, all that. And all the murder weapons are in it too. But it's got a story, it's kind of set in the McCarthy times in America, the McCarthy Senate hearings, when communism was, everybody was being kicked out of America because they might be a communist, especially in the entertainment industry.
You like communism. Get out.
And I read a report on it in school. It was a big deal to me. but yeah, it turns into this sort of FBI involvement in the storyline as it progresses. But then more people keep dying, and it becomes so often that nobody gets scared anymore when people dying, which is probably how you would truly react. In all these horror films, everybody freaks out. Oh, someone's dead again. Oh, we're next. But it just gets boring after a while,
everyone's dead.
which adds to the comic value of this
Yeah.
film. 1985 it was made. Wanted to put a link on YouTube for it, but apparently it's one of the only films that you can't have a full movie of.
You can get most films on YouTube these days, which is brilliant. Probably not good for the film industry, but
No.
it's good for us.
But a film that I did watch the other day, just to remind myself how funny it was, and I will be putting on the website. If you're under 18, please don't watch it. It's a comedy come out just a couple years ago called Black Dynamite.
Right.
I brought this up in front of Rob before. He had not heard of it.
No.
And I said, I'll tell you about it during the show. We're reaching an end to the show soon, but I'll end it with Black Dynamite. Amazing film. I don't remember the name of the main character who's in it. He was in Spawn, which we've mentioned before. He was the main character in Spawn. Michael J. White?
Right, yeah.
And he was also in Dark Knight. He was one of the first people Joker killed in that film with the knife in the mouth.
Right. That was him, was it?
Horrible scene, that really freaked me out. But he is the main character in Black Dynamite, the title character, and it is just a piss take of the blaxploitation era of 70s
Shaft.
movies. Shaft.
He's the man.
What was that? Black Belt Jones. All that type of
stuff,
shit.
yeah.
And he, of course,
Blackula.
he knows Kung Fu.
Right, of course he does.
And he fights for the streets. And he lives in a orphanage. It's whores that look after orphans. And he's trying to get the...
That in itself's funny.
He's trying to...
A orphanage.
It's one of the funniest fucking films of all time, in my opinion. Loads of people you recognize in it. Some people who were actually in these blaxploitation films at one point. But the whole general thing is the CIA want Black Dynamite to work for them again, because the honkies are too busy keeping the black man down, so they need a real black man to fight evil. And all this shit. And
are you posting that on our site?
I will post it on the site.
Okay. Is it on YouTube?
It is on YouTube.
Right, okay. Nothing to do with that.
When I was looking for a clue, I stumbled upon the full movie of Black Dynamite, so I am putting this link on the Facebook page. Please watch it and come back right underneath it, your opinion.
Yeah.
If you get a chance.
In no more than 6,000 words.
Indeed. Right, well, we didn't have any requests for anything else today, so we're
We haven't got any time either.
retire now, I think. And, well, not retire completely, just for the evening. And we'll be back for episode 5 whenever we can get around to it.
Which is technically The Empire Strikes Back.
Which would make it the best, but it'd probably be really dark. See you later, everyone.
I know.